Hello, it is me again.
Hey, what the hell?
Shit. Sorry. Alright, so I made a video about wrestling a few months ago, and people seem to enjoy it. I enjoyed making it. I still have a lot of thoughts about this industry, so I'll probably make a few more videos about them in the future. By the way, comment right now what you think I should put behind me, because I'm kind of sick of this wall just being kind of nothing. I have no idea what to put there, so just comment something. One thing I've never been certain on is what we consider a good match. Well, first, how do we even measure that? Well, there's a few ways that people go about it. The most common one that you'll probably see is the Dave Meltzer rating, which is 0 to 5 stars, popularized by the wrestling journalist Dave Meltzer. Look at that man. Looks like cat food. Is beautiful. He's been doing this since the 80s, and he's still doing it to this day. And you can say whatever you want about his opinions. The man's been doing this for 40 years, and I gotta respect that. What I don't respect, though, are serial killers. Alright, knock that off. The most comprehensive wrestling website, Cage Match, uses a 0 to 10 rating with 2 decimal points because we get serious about this shit. That's why I'm making this, though. I want to find out what separates a 9.81 match from a 9.80 match. Or more interestingly, what separates a 9.81 match from a 0.65 match. It is really easy to cherry pick a match between like Zorbius the Skull Basher and the Pinner in a high school gym and say, you know what, that actually is very good. But the reason I think about this is that 0.65 match that I mentioned is between 4 of the most loved and culturally impactful superstars ever. Like, what has to go wrong to make it that much of a train wreck? But this video isn't about DX versus Brothers of Destruction. It just so happens that's a great example for a horrible match. One of the main things it lacked was just athletic talent, and that's no shade to any of the performers. They're like around 50, and it doesn't matter how much star power you have, you can't pin Father Time clean. It's an unfortunate truth in all sports, but it's kind of weird in pro wrestling because it's scripted. So in kayfabe, a 70-year-old obese hermit can beat a 20-year-old Olympic gold medalist. All that contributes to being able to do moves quickly and cleanly and keep up the pace of the match, you know, keep the audience interested. Sometimes that's just not possible. If every move takes 20 seconds of build up and it doesn't look like it hurt at all, it's not very fun to watch. Something very valuable for wrestlers is being able to change their styles based on where they are in the match structure. Being able to go from fast back-to-back high-flying sequences and also later being able to sell a slow building sequence of trading blows makes a match keep your attention. A problem that a lot of matches have is that they just seem way too choreographed. A lot of people think that every movement of like a WWE match is scripted and followed to a T, and that's not the case. A good portion of matches are improvised. You can hear it in the ring.
It's here in Philadelphia. Those hostile fans in sporting world.
Spots like a big slam through a table or anything like extra dangerous are usually planned out and practiced ahead of time. Although the planned sequences can look just as awful, a lot of the improv comes down to the chemistry that one performer has with another. You know what else can break a match before it even starts though? A completely pointless one. What I mean by that is story. Why is this match happening? Why should I be invested in what's happening on the screen? Now, as I said in my last video, this is very hit or miss. The reason could be Chad Gable stubs his toe and goes on a rampage backstage until he locks eyes with someone and boom, there you go. Or it could be a years-long build-up including real families, real conflicts, and real disdain from people who can sell it. Sometimes they don't even have to sell it. These are real people. Tell me which one would be more interesting to watch. Depending on who's cutting the promos and building the story, you don't even need a strong storyline to create a moment. Cody Rhodes finishing his story wasn't really like an epic tale. It was just, my dad won the title and now I want to make him proud. What made everyone really invested in this storyline is his passion. You can see it in his eyes when he talks about it in promos. Like, he actually wants it. Losing at Mania and having him, and you for that matter, wait a year for him to get another shot creates so much tension. That's how you get people invested. That's good character work. And sometimes you don't really need any of a story. Depending on the audience, you can just put two really good wrestlers together and there you go. Just let them do the thing they're good at. On that topic, the crowd is very important on dictating how fun a match is to watch. Crowds like Puerto Rico and France created these atmospheres in the stadium. You can feel the energy through the screen. The crowd is almost like the boss in a way. If someone can't get a reaction no matter what they do, they're not going to be pushed into matches, they're not going to win championships. It's up to the performer to resonate with the crowd, to get them to care about them, being relatable and easy to grasp onto. All of those things contribute to a really enjoyable environment when you can hear tens of thousands of people cheering with you. By the way, this goes without saying, but pro wrestling is subjective. If you love a low-rated match or you hate a high-rated match, who cares? My favorite match of all time is The Rock versus Cena at Mania 28. Even though this match is widely considered to be mediocre, it still gets me hype as hell when I watch it because it takes me back to being a 9-year-old boy watching a full year of promos, counting the days until Mania, and it finally paying off. My favorite thing about that match is the finish. I remember laying on the living room floor with my jaw, along with the rest of my body, on the living room floor. Pro wrestling has a great tension building mechanic that's built right into it, where most of the time in order to win, one guy has to pin someone for 3 seconds. I love what this creates. Match finishes are very important for determining how memorable a match is. Most of the time, if you've been watching wrestling for a while, you can tell when a match is going to end, like when the ending sequence is starting. But for big matches, once the ref gets to 2, everyone holds their breath because either they're going to kick or someone's going to win. Both of those creating a moment for the audience. It's remarkable that pro wrestling has been doing this little quick time event that pretty much only has a few outcomes for over a century, and they can still surprise you with it. Sometimes something you thought would be an easy kick out just cuts the match short and you feel it, like damn. Sometimes you're 100% sure they just hit the last move and then they kick and it's like, dude, we're still going. And in those matches where you can tell the performers, real people, just went through hell being slammed onto wood planks for an hour to entertain you, and someone finally gets the win, you can't help but just lean back and realize at that moment you were invested and it was fun. And that's my video. Thank you for your time, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.